Welcome. This is your TDC um, World of Ability Podcast Network. This is your show, Blue Collar Crypto Show. It's by Tim Torosian. Tim Torosian is not here right now. I'm standing in for Tim Torosian. He had to step away from this week's broadcast, and we'll have Tim Torosian back on next Sunday. So that'll be Sunday, November 23rd for a 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. showing Central Time. Tim being out of the Verona market area, Madison, Wisconsin area, Central Time. And so I just want to stand in as operator of World Ability Podcast Network in appreciation for the years of broadcasting that Tim Torosian has provided, and it's still ongoing. Still going so it's just a day's break with a weekly schedule that makes it a week break for Tim Torosian, and we appreciate Tim Torosian's dedication, devotion to blue collar workers out there. You know, heading up all of the conversations that go beyond the paycheck. So Tim appreciates all the people trading time for dollars and working a job, working at a factory, working manufacturing, working construction, working retail, whatever, working fast food, working food industry, you name it, soup to nuts, the job market, the workforce, and folks at the blue collar end of it, and you know really living the American dream, building the American dream from the trades and all of the different formats of blue collar work. So the topics tend to be moonlighting. What are you doing with evenings and weekends or whatever shift you work, during the other shift hours, and whether you're working weekends or not. And so the days of the week that you're not working, if you're at least able to not have to work 7 days a week, where are the opportunities there to manage your money and to venture out and, build something up that is your own, to bring into, your control a situation where through a home business or through an agency, like in finances, being a financial advisor, being a real estate agent, being a marketer, going out there and having a business to business value, working the Tupperwares or the Amways or the MLM businesses or the affiliate businesses, the online marketing, the digital marketing, the social media marketing, and contracting your services out there, giving your talents, or even, running a landscape business on the side, or, having a car wash business, or, whatever it all is, all these different ways that you can have a side venture, a side hustle, going on. You know, Basically, part of my story was caused by my father doing that same very thing. And it was born out of his job. My father had a job with Wisconsin turf grass, with the uh, being able to, or Wisconsin Turf Equipment. That's what it was called. There was a Wisconsin Turfgrass Association, but the business he had worked for was Wisconsin Turf Equipment Incorporated out of New Berlin. And so he sold to Camelot Country Club back in the 80s. He sold them some commercial lawnmowers, um, some, some mowers and equipment to that they used with the maintenance team, the grounds crew, to to mow the greens, to mow the fairways and the roughs and all the stuff. So he went up there to collect a bill that was going some time not paid, and he had sold the equipment. So we went up there to figure out what was going on with the equipment and the payment on that. And he ended up going to Valley Bank at the time because he got information that Camelot Country Club in 1983 went belly up bankrupt. And so it was under receivership with Valley Bank at the time. And so what the president of the bank had done is they had said, Red, I don't know the first thing about running that golf course, but you're in the industry. The president said, you should put in a bid, to buy the golf course. You could really do something good with it, and just the president just positioning himself that he was the last guy that would have anything to do with that golf course, but the bank owned it. He had to do something with it. And my dad conceded. He went ahead and put a bid, and he put it in there thinking it was a ridiculous offer and that they for sure were going to get someone else to outbid him. So my father felt it was just a gesture. Well, lo and behold, December 1983, my father, Red Roskopf, was given a call by the president of Valley Bank at the time saying, Red Roskopf, you are hereby the proud new owner of Camelot Country Club. And so that invoked a 14-year run. And so, like I said, it was from sales from Wisconsin Turf Equipment Incorporated out of New Berlin. And so there he was, a salesperson with Wisconsin turf equipment and owner of a golf course. And he figured that that was going to be his trajectory to keep driving sales and keeping branch manager actually of Wisconsin turf equipment. And at the same time, organizing this golf course to have a new future and, to have that stability, be able to do things financially because of the sales from his sales job, his branch managing job. But basically, gentleman by the name of Kurt Larson with Wisconsin Turf Equipment, based out of Janesville, Wisconsin, um, basically had the conversation with my dad that that just wasn't the game plan from his leadership. So Kurt Larson then said, Red, you bought a golf course, and that is a business that needs full attention, and it's just not going to leave room for what needs done. You're just not going to be able to continue your role as salesperson, as branch manager, and all the things with Wisconsin turf equipment. So we just need to free you up and just wish you all the best with Camelot Country Club. And then obviously being there to be a vendor to the golf course, like my dad had, set up originally. So that's kind of where the shift happened in my dad's life is he all of a sudden was all in, had double mortgage our house and, all the stuff, to just pull in and be able to pull this off that he was going to make a go of Camelot Country Club and did so very successfully for 13 years and then sold Camelot Country Club to Lee Merkel and the Merkel families. And, the Merkels also own West Bend Lakes and Horicon Hills. And, so a very enterprising, group of families there that all are under, one element in the golf business and otherwise. And a big business regiment there. So, I'm proud to call all of them friends, and they've been very good to our family. It's been great doing business with them, and hope to be able to continue doing business with the Merkel families, with Laura Bowden and, all of them. So, and they've been very good to run Red Roskopf Day for many years, and, wasn't anything that it was something that they ran at pretty good expense. They were a ginormous, unexpected level of contribution financially for Red Roskopf Day. So I ask everybody out there to not be afraid to be a patron and golfer of Horicon Hills, Camelot, the golf club at Camelot, and West Bend Lakes, and everything that the Merkel family and Laura Bowden are doing. They've been very good to the Roskopf family. And so, other than that, that's a little bit of what I bring tonight, is to be able to say there's a lot to my stake and what Tim is doing, and we're looking forward to having him back on here. You know, the blue collar crypto thing was born out of cryptocurrency. So that's really was the initial idea, is to have a show about cryptocurrency. But then with the idea of investing in crypto and growing that and the motivation behind it to, help supplement and complement a blue collar worker paycheck, all of these other elements just kind of came along for the ride with the Blue Collar Crypto Show. So for that, I'm Kurt Roskopf with the World of Ability Podcast Network, welcoming you back each and every week for 4 p.m. Central and 5:30 Central, your Blue Collar Crypto Show. And again, a big thanks to Tim Torosian for doing it, and a well-deserved night off, week off from doing the show. So that's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Working together works. And that's what we're doing. We love working with Tim Torosian. All right, take care. Bye for now. We'll see you next time.